Hey guys, it's me, Better Gaming World, and today I'm doing a different gameplay aside from Shin Megami Tensei. The game that I'm going to play is a PC game. It came out in 2004. It's a point-and-click game. It's a really popular series. Maybe some of you might not recognize it. Maybe some who old players, old gamers might know about this game. But anyway, let's me start the game, and so you can know what I'm talking about.
GRUND Microsoft.
So this is Ben Jordan, Paranormal Investigator. This is a PC game series that lasted between 2004 and 2012. There are a total of 8 cases. I'm playing the deluxe version. The deluxe version, aka the remake. This one had updated art and voice acting. The original doesn't have that. The original is totally different from this. So once I play all the 8 cases, I might play the original as an extra episode along with the second case, who also had a deluxe version, aka remake. But anyway, this game was made by Francisco Gonzalez along with Chris Jones. And by the way, this game is free. By the way, all the game, case 1 and case 8 are free. And if you want to play this game, I'm gonna put the link down below where you can find Francisco Gonzalez website and you can download this game. And make sure you check his other games too because it's really amazing. But anyway, let's play the intro and I'll be back in a bit.
So you'd like to hear about how I got into this mess? How a regular guy ended up half a world away, unconscious in the backseat of a car belonging to a guy he thought he could trust but turned out to be his worst enemy? But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I should start from the very beginning. It's the best place, after all. My name is Ben Jordan. I was just your average college graduate, 22 years old, with no direction in life and a degree that got me nowhere except a sales job with a local bullseye. As a kid, I was in love with monster movies and anything to do with the paranormal. My family thought it was just a waste of time, except for my grandfather. Grandpa Arthur used to tell me ghost stories and legends he had heard while traveling through Europe in the 1920s. This really fueled my interest in the paranormal. By the time I finished high school, I was obsessed. I wanted to travel and see if the legends were true, but I had to put my dreams aside and go to college to appease my parents. I ended up studying international relations, which bored me to tears, so I passed the time by reading my books on the paranormal, listening to Pink Floyd, and dreaming of my ideal career. One day I was browsing the web and found a book called The Paranormal Investigator's Handbook by Professor Quincy Sanborn. I ordered it immediately and read it cover to cover the day it arrived. It was then that I decided I was going to become a paranormal investigator. So after graduating, I asked my parents to loan me some money, advertised my services on the internet, and sat back waiting for the cases to come rolling in. Of course, at the time, I had no way of knowing that the path I'd chosen was going to change my life, in more ways than one. My first case started off with me receiving a phone call, but not one I was very happy about. No, Mom, I told you. I've decided to become a freelance paranormal investigator. I know you think it sounds crazy, but just trust me on this one. I think I've seen enough episodes of The X-Files to know that there's something out there. Look, I have to go. I'll call you back in a few days. I don't understand. It's been 3 weeks since I posted about my services on those forums. You'd think someone would have called by now. Hello? Yes, this is Ben Jordan. Sir, please calm down. I can't understand what you're saying. A skunk-ape murdering people in the Florida Everglades? Okay, I'll go there as soon as I can. What did you say your name was? Ranger Morales. Okay, I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Well, that sure was weird. But I've got a case. Time to buy a ticket to Florida. Hello, I'm Ben Jordan. Are you Ranger Morales?
I'm afraid not, young man.
I'm glad you've arrived, though.
What's the matter? Did something happen to him?
Come with me, and I'll show you. Well, here he is. We found him here about an hour ago.
My God, what did this to him?
It seems that this was the work of a creature that up until now was just a legend. A monster known as the Skunk-Ape.
I guess I'd better start my investigation then.
Okay, so this is case one, In Search of the Skunk-Ape. So let me explain about detail about this game. This game was inspired by mystery games like Lower Bow and those classic games back in the day, the mystery point and click. So you can see it's a point and click. Over here is the progress, which is 68. This is my third time recording this game. The last two was very bad because the game audio was low and you can barely hear anything. And the second one was that the background audio was very high and you couldn't hear me. But I hope you can hear me. Also, you can hear the game. But anyway, this is the walking the walking the feet to walk. This is for look around. This is to touch. This is to ask questions. This is the pocket, and this is the notebook, just in case if you forgot something or you're missing something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the save. This is the load. I don't know what this is for. And this is the info about the game. Ben Jordan in Search of the Skunk-Ape by Francisco Gonzalez, made with Adventure Game Studio V2, Runtime Engine, copyright 1999, 2016, no, 2006, Chris Jones. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is look at the
The
corpse.
mutilated body of the ranger is stretched out on the dirt.
And by the way, the one who's not the narrator is actually Francisco Gonzalez himself, and he also voiced this guy. Anyway, let's look at the
Feeling
body.
slightly nauseated, you examine the body more closely.
As you can see, ew, very gruesome. So, the first thing you're going to do is grab this.
You pick it up and place it in your purse. Did I say purse? I meant pocket.
And that was a reference of Lower Bow, by the way. And as you can see, we made a little progress. Let's look at the body. First, let's look at his face.
The ranger's face is twisted into an expression of sheer horror. Either his attacker caught him by surprise, or he's just shocked at the fact that his innards are currently on display to the rest of the world.
Oh, this looks painful as hell.
The ranger's midsection has been torn open by whatever attacked him. Several of his internal organs are visible. However, you notice that his liver seems to be missing.
Ouch.
The ranger is wearing a pair of standard olive green pants. You search through the ranger's pockets, but find nothing of interest.
Okay, so we're gonna leave here. There's nothing we can do. And now let's talk to this guy.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Asking about the murders.
What can you tell me about the murders?
Oh my, they're horrible. Ranger Morales is the 5th person we've found in the past 2 weeks. Before that, we lost another ranger, a young woman named Rita Myers. There was also a vacationing couple who were camping out in the woods, and the first person we found was a teenage boy who had gone out hiking. All the bodies have had one thing in common. They're all missing their livers.
Missing the livers?
Yes, our best guess is that the Skunk-Ape eats the livers.
Yikes.
When the whole problem started, we found a few deer here and there with their livers torn out, but then we started finding people, and the MO just carried over.
Okay, let's ask about Ranger Morales.
Tell me about Ranger Morales.
I didn't know him very well, but he seemed like a nice guy.
Do you know of any reason why he might have been attacked?
Not really, no. So far the murders have all seemed to be random. However, he's the first body that's been found so close to the main tourist area. The others have been further out in the woods. If this keeps up, we may have to close the park until something can be done.
Oh.
What do you know about the Skunk-Ape?
I don't know any specific facts. The Skunk-Ape was always more of an urban legend. But I have heard a few things. What exactly would you like to know?
What is a skunk-ape exactly?
It's similar to a Yeti or a Sasquatch, but we call it a Skunk-Ape because its trademark is a horrible smell. Some have described it as being a mix of rotten eggs, moldy cheese, and dung.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is. But the good thing is that that characteristic will make it somewhat easier to track down.
I guess.
Okay, so we did a little bit of progress, a little bit. Let's talk about the sightings.
Has anyone actually seen the skunk-ape?
The only ones who have are dead.
So there aren't any survivors or anything I could talk to.
I'm afraid not.
So if you haven't seen it, do you know what it looks like?
Not for certain, but the rumors of its appearance are all the same. It's supposed to be 7 feet tall, weigh about 300 pounds, and have a nasty temper.
Glad I asked. Are there any other animals in the park that might be capable of attacking people like this?
Not really. The Florida panther might be capable of it, but there's so few of them left it seems unlikely that they would be to blame. Besides, they usually keep to themselves.
Have you found any evidence as to what might be responsible?
The only thing we've found so far is a large footprint near one of the murder scenes.
I see. That's all for now.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the
This is
park.
a nice park you've got here.
Thanks. We rangers pride ourselves on keeping this state preserve as pristine and beautiful as we can. It's really a shame that our nation's wetlands are constantly disappearing.
Yes, I agree. Can you tell me how to get around the area?
Of course, this area isn't really that big. Over there you can see the roof of the visitors center. Near that is a ranger station, and of course there's the forest too. Here, take this brochure. It's got a map so you can find your way.
Thanks. Tell me about yourself.
Me? My name is Ernie. I've been a ranger here at Everglades National Park for over 30 years. I love nature. I guess it runs in my family since my brother moved out west to become a medicine man. Aside from that, I really don't know what else to tell you.
So, now that I know more or less what I'm dealing with, what do you suggest I do?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, we need to find out why the Skunk-Ape has decided to start killing people, and stop it from doing so again. As a park ranger, I'm morally opposed to killing it, but as it has already taken more than one human life, that may unfortunately be the only solution. I think your best bet is to go out into the forest and see if you can find out if the Skunk-Ape has a lair, or someplace it stays regularly. Of course, you shouldn't go alone, but most of the other rangers have been too scared to go out into the woods since the killing started. I'd go with you myself, but I don't think I'm up for much excitement anymore.
You said most of the rangers were too scared to go into the woods. Are there any who aren't?
Well, there is one guy, Ranger Rick, but I don't know if he'll want to go.
Tell me about Ranger Rick.
He hasn't been working here very long, but he's one of our best rangers. The thing about him is, he's extremely superstitious when it comes to nature. He might go into the woods with you, but he might have some weird reason for not wanting to.
Well, right now he's my best option. Do you know where I can find him?
He should be at the ranger station.
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, so now we're done talking to him. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the map.
You open up the brochure and look at the map.
So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the visitor center. Or wait, let's go to the ranger station first. Over here, we're gonna meet Ranger Rick, the guy mentioned earlier. So let's go through the door. Before talking to him, go here and in
You
the
search through the drawers and find a box of diuretic water pills.
So we got diuretic pills, diarrhea pills, and this is for gonna use this later. We also have a rifle, the hair, the map, and the notepad, which is gonna be useful, and I'm gonna show you why later. Okay, so let's talk to Ranger Rick.
Nice weather we're having.
Is it? Haven't been outside much today, I'm afraid.
Could I ask you about some stuff?
Sure, what's up?
Ranger Rick.
You're Ranger Rick, aren't you?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
My name is Ben Jordan. I was called out here by Ranger Morales.
Oh, you're the Paranormal Investigator guy, aren't you?
That's me. Ernie told me I should talk to you.
Okay, so talk to me.
What can you tell me about the Skunk-Ape?
It's terrorizing the woods, that's what.
Anything else?
Not really. I don't think I could tell you more than Ernie probably already has.
Is there anything you can tell me about the recent murders?
Terrible, aren't they? It's bad enough to lose your co-workers, but when the public are victims too, it becomes a whole different story. Hopefully something can be done before anybody else dies so horribly. But then that's what you're here for, isn't it?
Ernie suggested I should find someone to go into the woods with and try to track down the Skunk-Ape. He said you were the guy I should go to.
Well, Ben, I'd love to go with you, really I would. But with the sudden appearance of the Skunk-Ape, things in the woods haven't exactly been in balance lately. I wouldn't feel right going out there without some protection.
I've got a rifle.
No, I didn't mean that kind of protection.
Well, I guess we could look for a pharmacy or something. But I should tell you, that's not my thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with...
Ben, I'm talking about a nature amulet.
Oh, a nature amulet.
Oh my god, really? He thought that, you know. Okay, anyway, carry on. Natural
What's a
amulet.
nature amulet?
It's an amulet that wards off evil spirits and attracts good-natured spirits.
So if I can get you one, will you come with me?
Sure,
Okay, so how do I do it?
it's complicated. Nature amulets just don't grow on trees, you know. The base is made from an ancient earth object, like a bone or a rock. You'll need some animal hair to make a string so the amulet can be worn. And the amulet needs to be blessed by a shaman. Got it?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, let's talk about the book.
What's that you're reading?
It's part of a series about this kid who wants to be a professional fish tank cleaner.
That sounds fascinating.
This one I'm reading is part 5, where he goes to Bangladesh.
Is it any good?
Not really. It's surprising since the author took so long to write it.
Well, I hear that tends to happen a lot. That's some nice music you're listening to.
It's the only radio station we get out here. But even this music is better than no music in my opinion.
So what's it like to be a ranger?
I like it. It's a fun job. The pay could be a little better, but then the government doesn't send much money our way.
Okay, I'm going now.
Take it easy.
Okay, now let's get out of here and go to the visitor center. So let's open the map
You open up the brochure.
and go here. So we need to make a nature amulet. Nature amulet, ancient earth item and animal hair, blessed by a shaman. So I had the hair, so I need a rock or earth item and blessed by a shaman. But anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Hello.
Hey there, young man.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Lloyd Daniels. I've been living in Florida for the past 20 years. I'm an active member in the community and a staunch environmentalist. Among the things I do are set up fundraisers, beach cleanups, and protests.
What exactly do you protest?
An impossible threat to the environment. You have no idea how angry it makes me to see environmental injustices committed. If I see someone so much as look at a tree the wrong way, I'll go off like a rocket.
You seem very dedicated to your cause.
And how?
Have you ever heard of the Skunk-Ape?
Oh, you mean that fabricated story to keep us out of the woods so the developers can bulldoze their way in here and build condos behind our backs?
So you don't believe it exists?
Of course not. Even if there was such a creature, it wouldn't be in the wild for long. Poachers would probably hunt it down for its fur, jewelry would be made from its teeth, purses from its hide.
I think I get your point. Did you know that the skunk-ape has been murdering people lately?
Well, it's about time.
Excuse me?
Man has been murdering nature for centuries. It's not surprising that nature has decided to fight back.
Are you saying it's justifiable homicide?
Now don't go putting words in my mouth, boy. All I'm saying is, maybe this is the wake-up call people need, regardless of whether or not some made-up creature is doing it.
Nice park, huh?
Nice? Nice? I don't see what's so nice about a bunch of rangers sitting around at their station eating sandwiches all day, while out here the wetlands continue to disappear by the minute.
I don't know, it seems like the rangers are doing a decent job.
Ah, shows what you know.
See you around.
Hug a tree for me.
Okay, so let's go inside here in the visitor center. As you can see, there's a bathroom. There's a hiding here. This is where we're gonna get the rock. Or no, the shark fan. The shark fan. Shark teeth. Whatever. Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the skunk-ape?
Can't say I do. I've never even heard of a skunk-ape before.
Oh, well, never mind then. Have you heard about the recent murders?
I think I overheard one of the rangers talking about it. But nobody around here tells me anything, since I'm just a receptionist. I'm pretty clueless when it comes to park gossip.
That seems a little unfair.
Maybe. But if people are getting murdered, I'd rather not know about it.
What can you tell me about the visitor center?
Well, everything in here is pretty self-explanatory. I guess I can tell you more about that display case over there, and the animatronic Mikasuki in the next room.
What's in the display case?
If you read the plaque, you can see that it contains fossils found near this area. Mainly it's just some alligator and shark teeth, and a couple of imprinted rocks.
Can I take a closer look?
I'm afraid not. We've had problems with tourists stealing the relics. That glass case is there for a reason, you know?
Okay.
What can you tell me about the animatronic Mikasuki?
It's a robot of an Indian. It's tacky, politically incorrect, and it gives you a blessing if you put in a coin.
I see. Anything else?
It's broken. Which is probably for the best if you ask me.
Okay.
Tell me something about yourself.
What for?
I don't know, I was just being friendly.
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not talk about myself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your visit!
Okay, so we need to get something from here, but we can't do it because this happens.
Hey! Please don't touch the display case.
Oh. Sorry.
So let's go to the bathroom. And grab.
In
Yeah,
a fit of kleptomania, you decide to take the whole roll of toilet paper. You never know when it might come in handy after all.
So we had the toilet paper, and we're gonna put it in the toilet.
With childish delight, you toss the entire roll of toilet paper into the toilet bowl.
And then I'm gonna flush it.
Now is not the time for that.
I mean, flush
Flush
the
the
toilet.
Oh dear, it seems that your throwing the toilet paper into the toilet has caused it to become clogged.
Okay, now let's get out of here. And now we're gonna let him get out the bathroom. And now we're gonna grab this and put it in the receptionist mug over there.
You take the opportunity to slip a water pill into the receptionist's drink when he isn't looking. It quickly dissolves. The receptionist takes a big gulp from his mug. For a while nothing much happens, but then...
Oh man, that water went right through me. Excuse me a second, will ya? Oh, I don't believe this. The toilet is broken. I have to find some place to pee. Thank goodness for that tree over there.
Uh-oh.
What the? Hey! Just what in the name of Gaia do you think you're doing?
Well, the bathroom isn't working, so I thought I'd just...
Drown this poor tree in your vile waste product? How would you like it if someone decided to relieve themselves on you?
I guess I wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't. I suppose you think it's okay just because it's a tree.
Well, I mean, it's not like you can feel it.
Oh, is that what you think? I've got some information for you, sonny boy.
The man proceeds to yell at the poor receptionist, who looks as though he fears for his life. This could go on for quite some time.
Okay, now that he's gone, we can grab this.
Since the receptionist is currently occupied, you swipe a shark tooth from the display case.
And now let's go to the other room so you can see the shaman that the receptionist was talking about earlier. Okay, so in this part I really didn't know what to do when I first played the game. So the coin slot is broken.
You can't reach into the coin slot with your fingers.
And the only thing that you need to use is not other than this.
You stick the pen into the slot, and whatever was blocking it falls through the machine and into the coin return below.
So
It seems your tampering with the coin slot has activated the robot.
oh god, here we go with the
Hello,
shaman.
welcome to Everglades National Park. I am Sharpen Sawgrass, the shaman. For your generous donation, I will now give you good fortune by performing the blessing dance.
Oh,
The robot begins some horrible gyration. This really is the most insulting thing you've seen in a long time.
oh, so that was the shaman. But anyway, how in the world should I know that I need to use the notebook in order to get the coin? How? But anyway, let's get the coin.
You reach into the coin slot and find a quarter and an odd little piece of carved rock.
Okay, so I got a quarter and our arrowhead. So now we're done here in this area. So let's get out of here and go out the door. But before leaving this area for good, well, we have to come back here later because of the shaman. Since they are distracted talking, we can take the sign.
You quickly take the sign into your possession.
And now we're gonna go to the forest, which is here. As you can see, there's a grass tree, and over here there's a tree with sag.
A large tree stands here, casting a shadow over the rest of the area. You notice a few holes in the tree's bark where there's some dried sap.
Sap, not sag. What the hell's wrong with me? But anyway, we're gonna use the sign so we can make a hole in the tree.
Feeling no remorse, you viciously stab the tree with the pointed end of the picket sign. If the environmentalist saw what you were using his sign for, he'd kill you.
And we have sap. And now we can use the hair to make the necklace.
Being careful not to get any on your hands, you soak the hair in the sap.
And now we combine this with this.
You manage to weave the sticky hair into a necklace and attach it to the shark tooth.
And now it needs to be blessed by a shaman, which we're gonna do it now. So let's go back to the map and back to the visitor
Yup.
center. So we're gonna put the code. No, we have to put first the amulet on the shaman.
You place the amulet in the robot's hand.
And then choose the quarter.
With the amulet on the robot, you insert the quarter and hope this does the trick.
Hello, welcome
Everybody
for
heard
your generous
this?
donation.
After the robot concludes its little jig, you remove the amulet from its hand. It hasn't exactly been blessed by an authentic shaman, but you hope Rick won't notice.
Okay, now we're done from this area, and now we're almost done with this game. As you can see, we're 51 of 68. So let's get out of here, and we're not gonna come back here anymore. So we're done with this place. I mean, I'm done with this place. I don't know why I always say we. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. But anyway, let's go to the map and go to
Yup.
the ranger station to talk to Rick to get him the amulet. Okay, so let's take out the amulet and give it to him.
Here, I got you your amulet.
Hey, great. Okay, we'll be ready to go as soon as I get a few supplies together.
I'll meet you outside the station in a few minutes then.
Later that afternoon.
Here we are. This area is where we found all the other victims of the Skunk-Ape.
And we're going to camp here?
Yeah, the Skunk-Ape is probably nearby. I think this will be a good place to start tracking him from.
How exactly are we going to find him?
We'll go out looking for him later. In the meantime, I'm gonna start setting up the tent. You can look around if you want, but be careful you don't get lost. It may not seem like it, but it's really easy to lose your way out there. In fact, here, take my compass. It should come in handy.
Thanks, I guess.
So we got a compass, which is gonna be useful. So first we're gonna do is check the backpack.
You look through Rick's backpack and find a small bottle of nasal decongestant.
Hey, Rick, mind if I borrow this for a little while?
Not a problem. Be my guest.
So we got a nasal decongestion, and we're gonna use this on Ben.
You don't see the need to use the decongestant right now.
Also, maybe I need to go to the forest in order to do that. Now I can use it. So let's use this on Ben.
You spray the nasal decongestant in your nose and take a deep breath. That sure cleared out your sinuses.
So now we have this. So this is for, so we can follow the smell of the Skunk-Ape.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the...
Wait, what?
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Okay, so we gotta go to the west, which is this way.
You take a deep breath. You think you smell something to the north.
The north.
You inhale deeply. There's definitely something smelly to the east.
East.
You take a deep breath. You think you smell something to the north.
Up it is, north again.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
West again.
Getting a lungful of air, you determine that there's an odor coming from the south.
Going down.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
Going to the west.
You take a deep breath. You think you smell something to the north.
Up again.
Taking a deep breath, you notice a strange odor which seems to be coming from the west.
West one more time. And I found the lair of the Skunk-Ape. So before I do that, let me do this. Combine this with the compass.
Striking the steel compass and flint arrowhead together creates a spark.
So we got a spark. So we're gonna use that like right now. But first we're gonna go in the mound.
Upon entering the mound, you're struck with a distinct odor of rotten eggs, moldy cheese, and dung.
Man, it stinks in here. I guess I found the Skunk-Ape's lair.
I see there's blood and bones. So the first thing you're gonna do is go here.
Searching the nest, you find a large stick.
Check that. And we got a branch. A stick branch. So we're gonna use the spark on the branch.
You strike the compass and arrowhead and light the stick with the resulting spark.
And now we're gonna use the stick on the hole.
Your heart beating quickly, you toss the lit stick into the pit.
Rick,
What's the matter, Ben? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I found the Skunk-Ape's lair.
Was it inside?
Luckily, no. But I looked around and found a big hole in the ground. Inside the hole, I found a whole bunch of packets of cocaine.
Cocaine? Are you sure?
Well, I doubt the Skunk-Ape is collecting sugar.
Why would there be a stash of drugs in the Skunk-Ape's lair?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, good job on your discovery, Ben. I'm sure we'll figure out the deal with the drugs.
So what do we do now?
We should check out the lair together, but I think we should wait until dark, just in case the Skunk-Ape is around. We have a better chance of not being detected under the cover of darkness.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I've just finished setting up camp. Why don't you get a fire started and we'll cook some dinner?
Alright, I'm on it.
A few hours later.
And I realized that a career in international relations wasn't what I wanted, so I decided to become a freelance paranormal investigator.
That's an interesting career option. I don't think there'd be much call for that sort of thing nowadays. But then here you are, so I guess you made the right choice.
I've been wondering about something. Has the Skunk-Ape ever been active before this set of attacks?
Not that I can remember. I mean, there were stories about it, but never any actual evidence of its existence.
It's weird that it would just start attacking people for no reason. Well, maybe not no reason. There has to be some explanation for the drugs in the cave.
Speaking of which, I think it's about time we headed over there and checked it out. Have you got your rifle handy?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
You know how to use it, right?
Well, no, actually. I've never really fired a gun before.
You better let me carry it then, just in case we get into trouble.
Okay, here you go.
Alright, let's get going. So this is it, huh?
This is it.
Are you sure it's a good idea to be going in alone?
If the Skunk-Ape is in there, I'll just come back out.
Okay, I've got you covered.
Okay, so we're gonna go back inside here.
Much to your relief, you see that the Skunk-Ape has not returned to its lair yet. Suddenly, you hear some commotion outside.
Oh, here comes that cussing.
Rick!
Be careful, Ben. This thing means business. Alright, you stinking ape, get ready to meet whatever crazy entity made you.
What? You're going to shoot it?
Do you know how much the Smithsonian would pay to have one of these things on display? I can make enough money to get out of this swamp and start a real life.
But I thought you said you liked being a park ranger.
You try spending your days being bitten by mosquitoes and lectured by us smelly old hippies and tell me how you'd like it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to shoot this animal.
Rick, look out!
What the?
Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh god.
After running for what feels like hours, you finally seem to have lost the Skunk-Ape. Now it's just a question of finding your way out of this forest.
Okay. So Rick is dead. As you can see, there's a
There
smoke.
seems to be a steady plume of smoke coming from somewhere to the north.
And we are in the end of the game, guys. This is like the end of this game. So the first thing we're gonna do is knock on the door.
You decide to see if anyone is home.
Just a minute. Now, who could that be at this time of night? Who is it?
My name's Ben Jordan. I'm being chased by a giant monster.
Oh yeah, that sounded perfectly reasonable.
Crazy kid. Alright, hold on a sec. Come on in.
He sounds so creepy.
Thanks, sir. I really appreciate you letting me in.
Call me Jed. You ain't from around these parts, are you?
No, actually, I'm not.
So what are you doing out in the woods this late at night?
Have you ever heard of the Skunk-Ape?
Did you say the Skunk-Ape was chasing you?
Yeah, you know about it?
Boy, you've been living in the woods as long as I have. You've seen everything. How'd the Skunk-Ape find you anyway?
Well, I found him, actually. I was looking for his lair with a ranger from the park.
I see. And did you find it?
Yeah, we were looking into that when the Skunk-Ape showed up and killed the ranger.
You don't say. Well, Ben, I'm gonna go call a friend of mine. He'll be able to help you get out of here and back to safety. Make yourself at home in the meantime. I'll be right back.
Jed disappears into the next room. You're left with a somewhat uneasy feeling, particularly because you thought you noticed his attitude change a bit when you mentioned the Skunk-Ape's lair.
Okay, so this is the end of the game, guys. I gotta show you two endings, which is the good ending and the bad ending. I'm going to show you the bad ending first.
You can just walk.
So let's go in here.
Well, I guess I should have told you not to come in here when I said make yourself at home.
Wait a minute, those were your drugs in the Skunk-Ape's lair?
That's right. I was wondering how you'd managed to get away. Usually the Skunk-Ape manages to protect my stash from anyone who gets too close.
So you've been using the Skunk-Ape to guard your drugs? How?
It's pretty simple, really. I go into the city and steal the drugs for myself off the ships in the port. Then I hide them out here in the middle of the woods where the police wouldn't think to come look. One day I happened to find the Skunk-Ape's lair. It was gonna do me in until I remembered I had some cocaine in my pocket.
Don't tell me you...
Yep, I gave the Skunk-Ape a little taste and he loved it. From that day forward, he was like a big stinky pet.
That's so cruel.
So I took advantage and started using his cave. I even managed to get an electronic collar on him so I could give him a little shock if he gets out of control. Or if I need to give him a call. Like right now.
You're a sick bastard, you know that?
I've been called worse. Now say hello to my little friend.
So let me show you the bad end of this game.
It's the Skunk-Ape. It's huge, smelly, and looks angry enough to rip someone's head off. You'd better think quickly, or it'll be yours. Jed is looking at you with a crazed grin on his face. Running away would surely equal instant death. You'd better stand and fight. Running away would You have no interest in the cocaine. Leave it alone. There's no way you'd win in a wrestling match versus the Skunk-Ape. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself. Well, that outcome wasn't very good. Let's try that again, shall we?
Well,
Wait a minute.
Now let's show you
those
the
were
good
your punch
ending of this
See,
game.
that I had.
And it's very simple. The only thing you
Don't
need to do
It's
is
You're a
I've been
is touch the table. And remind you, it's very gruesome. The what happened to this guy.
Thinking quickly, you lunge towards the table.
Ouch.
Ben, you back already? What happened?
It's a long story, but the Skunk-Ape won't be a problem anymore.
What about Rick?
He didn't make it.
What a shame. Well, I guess you've done your job, so I'll write you a check for your services.
Thanks, Ernie. I'd stick around, but I'm in a desperate need of a shower.
Alright, Ben. Take care of yourself.
So that's how I broke into the whole paranormal investigating thing, and managed to survive it. Needless to say, the next few months will be filled with more mysteries and danger than I ever thought possible. But those are stories for another time.
There you go, guys. That was Ben Jordan, Case 1, In Search of the Skunk-Ape. If you want to play these games are free, all the games, through 1 through 8. Just make sure you check the Francisco Gonzalez website down below. The link in the description if you want to play these games and other games that he made. After this, is gonna be an extra scene after this, so that's basically it. So thank you, until next time, guys. See ya.
Senor, I have good news. We found another one.
Excellent.